Raving about this on the internet now at the minute.
Well, I've been having troubles with that, trying to actually get foam to work on it, so we're getting somewhere. There's definitely a clear difference there. I don't know if it's just me that's getting bad results from this or what's going on with it.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Good Luggage. In this episode we are going to be looking at the MJJC Foam Cannon version 2.0. People are raving about this on the internet now at the minute, saying that it's one of the best snow foam cannons that are around. For those in the detailing industry, and I suppose any enthusiasts that are out there, they'll understand that snow foaming is actually possibly one of the most important things when it comes to detailing a car, cleaning a car properly and effectively. So therefore having a good snow foam cannon is the ideal scenario to be in. Kelly from MJJC got onto me there through Instagram. Thank you very much, Kelly. I hope you're doing well. Asking me if I would like to review the snow foam cannon to see exactly what it's all about and stuff. So from the outset of this video, I have to say that this wasn't a paid for item. It got sent to me for the purposes of review. When I say purposes of review, I want to make sure that, you know, I don't talk positively or like just positively or negatively. I'm going to give all my opinions about the device itself, go through exactly what's in the box, have a look at it, see the things that I like and stuff, and use it a couple of times on a car to see exactly what it's like. So we're going to delve into the box and see exactly what's here then. I have to be honest as well, I haven't actually, even though I think you can open it here, I haven't actually opened the box to see exactly what's in it or anything like that. So it's straight away initial thoughts, initial review, initial opening, it's all of that sort of stuff all in one video. So yeah, let's crack on and have a look. Okay, so on initial thoughts of the box itself, obviously delivered as is, giving a bit more information, picture obviously how to use it, giving a bit of a guide here, showing a YouTube video on how to actually use it as well from the MJJC YouTube channel. Around the box then, there is a couple of directions on what way you should be using a snow foam. Now other companies or different companies around the place give their own directions. You know, for example, Built Amber work off a 4% PIR ratio, which would be different to all of this. This one recommends that, you know, put in 900 ml of water and 100 ml of snow foam, shampoo or detergent or whatever it is. So some manufacturers may vary from the amount of product to be using within the snow foam lance. So obviously refer to the other products as well, or the products that you're going to be using. On the back of it then, adjustable spray direction, better foam fan, thicker foam thickness up to 30% higher than the first generation. So it's basically bigger and better and all the rest. New connection, makes it easier to attach fittings, no need for PTFE tape or glue, so we'll be testing that during our review. Easier to hold on the hand, no leaking, etc, etc. Anyway, just why it's so good, sales pitch, I suppose, why not? If you can, you might as well. So anyway, opening the box then, let's have a look and see. Okay, so I have predetermined as well that I wanted a 1/4" hose connection as well. I'm using it on a Karcher K4, but I do have the quick release system that I'm going to be using this on. So first bit we're open is the tube for the inner bit of the bottle. There's a couple of gauzes or whatever it is, and what looks like the orifice for inside, so you can change the size and the diameter of the orifice depending on the bar, the pressure that your pressure washer outputs then. So that's there. What else do we get then? That's our connector then, a 1/4" connector. So obviously they just throw in whatever connection you need, and this goes straight onto the lance then itself. The bottle itself then, look, it's good strong bottle. I do like the flat base. Basically it'll stop it from tipping over or doing it like that. On the side of it you do have a gauge or a measurement or whatever you want to call it. So when I'm filling it up, I want to see how easy it is to see the actual liquid going into it. So what's this one over here? 1000 ml. So it's the same, two sides. Handy enough. At least I have some sort of a measurement on it anyway. And then there's the actual unit itself then, or the actual snow foaming part as such. So let's open that and see. straight away there's a good bit of weight to it as well, so it feels nice and strong and sturdy and stuff. So okay, brass connections. You can see the orifice inside here, and if you do want to change it, so that's a larger orifice, I think. So basically determining the pressure of your power washer, is that a smaller one in there? I think that's the smaller one that's in there. So determining the pressure of your power washer will determine the size of the orifice that you want to use in here. For lower pressure power washers, basically the smaller orifice will accommodate for back pressure as such, you know, because you're not getting as much pressure back into, or not as much pressure up to here. If you had a bigger orifice, you're not going to be getting as much pressure out of the lance itself to get better foam. So you want to have a smaller orifice, create a smaller hole, give that little bit. It's like squeezing on a hose. You know, the tighter you get it onto a garden hose, the more of a spray that you're going to get, but it all depending on the pressure and stuff. So okay, so you have your, that's obviously your how much liquid or fluid, or how much volume of Snowfoam is going to be used within the operations of the thing. So that's up full at the minute now. You have your screw lid with a couple of little, they look like little pressure things, so if there's pressure built up in the bottle, they're like release valves or something. Comes out as well actually. And then you have your actual foam part itself then. So as far as I'm aware, there's two different uses for this. So one should be the red bit should be able to twist, and it does. So the red bit will twist the actual, whether you're going horizontal or vertical, so that'll twist that independently. Then if I twist the black part, then that should reduce the amount of spray of the foam. Yeah, so it'll change your diameter, your spread of your foam, or how thick it's coming out. So that's great that they're actually working independently of each other, which is, I think, a really good design now, I have to say. Because normally when you twist one of them, it's going to, well, if you twist the back one, it's going to twist it all anyway. That's the whole mechanism. But if you want to twist the fan or the spray on it, it's not actually twisting the direction, which is deadly, I think. So then let's get our connection onto it then. So I'm actually doing all of this without even using the instructions, so fairly simple to use, but the looks of it anyway. So anyway, that's going to be going on to that, determining your connection, whatever you're going to be using. So as I'm using the quarter inch, it's as simple as that, and that's it. It's solid there. It actually comes to a stop, so that's obviously it sealed. So we'll have to test the leaking. I can't squeeze it anymore or anything like that. So that's nice to know that you're not going to overdo the rungs on the screw itself. And then obviously your quarter inch. Then in this bag, then we're going to take the bit for the bottle. I'm kind of trying to do this in one take here as well, so hang on, I'm going to move the camera so I get into it a bit. So you're not really seeing me too much in this video, but I'm trying to do it all at once anyway. So we're going to open up this bag here, which will give us, so there's the gauzes. I'll have to do probably instructions on those, what to be doing, but you get two gauzes, and there's like a foam one in there as well, so I'll see what they're for afterwards. And this is basically, oops, this is the bit that goes on here to take up the water from the actual bottle itself then, or take up the dilution, the solution even. So it's basically a filtered end with a ball on it as well. So this is brilliant, because what it does is that you can have the, oh here, I'm just going to do this one first. Throw it on here. Simple as plug it on, that's it. And then we throw it onto the bottle itself then. So obviously you can hear it rattling around in there now. But what that means is that rather than a straight pipe coming down to one section of the bottle itself, this is quite a flexible pipe. Normally, I suppose maybe even on cheaper versions, you get a hard plastic or hard silicone or whatever the pipe is made of, and it would just be directed straight into the bottle, and it'd probably just stick down in one corner and has no room for movement or anything like this. This one is a soft hose with a ball on the end of it, which means that if you shake the bottle, go whatever way the bottle is going, the dilution or the solution is always going to be pulled up. So if you have it angled in any such way, the ball is moving to get every bit in the bottle, or not be missing a bit in the bottle. So you can hear it rattling around. You can't really, well, you can't see it in there. I don't know if you can or not. So basically that's moving around. So whatever angle you have the thing at, it's always going to be drawing solution from the bottle as well, which is great. On its own with no solution in it, that is a cool thing to have. Is that, hang on, the bottle itself is not going to tip over or anything like that, so it's anti-tipping mechanism, anti-tipping design anyway. So normally with the taller bottles, you have nothing in it or whatever like that, you put it on the ground, that'll just straight away tip over because of the weight of the top part of it here. So having that, the wider bottom and the wider base going into the shorter angle is yeah, that's great. I think just have it ready, have it set and done and dusted. Okay, so let's go back to the lance itself then. So very simple, focus there. So you have your volume, the amount of solution that's going to be coming out of the trigger. So if you're going testing your PIR ratios or anything like that, just leave it at the highest position. Therefore you can't be moving or trying to guess which position it should be in. So just leave it at the highest one. It is the easiest way to do it. 1/4 inch connection then, that's solid on there. It's not going to, well, it's just very well made. You can't over tighten it, which is a huge thing, because, well, obviously it's a brass or whatever it is, metal screw part anyway, but the fact that you can't over tighten it means that it should last for a hell of a long time. I'm going to have a play around with it now out on a car, and I'm going to see exactly how well it does and how thicker a foam it can make. I'm going to put it up against one of my older ones just to see the difference, and why is everyone raving about this this design, this Snowfoam lance. I said it's said to be very good, so yeah, can't wait to try it and see. I like even that, actually, it's just the littlest things or the simplest things, but when you put it on, you screw it on, it just stops there, but it's just perfectly placed as regards the sticker and the lance out to the side of it. Seems to be like that every time. So it's just, there's obviously a little bit of attention paid to the details and how this is going to work, and you know, having the engraved MJJC on the lance itself. Yeah, so let's get cracking and see how well it does and how thick of a foam that it can create then. Okay, so for the Snowfoam test itself, I have 3 different cannons that I'm going to use and going to test against each other. So one is obviously the MJJC Foam Cannon. One is another cannon that I have been using for a long time. Really like this cannon. And the last one then is a much cheaper version, and basically doesn't work overly well anyway, as it is a cheap sort of bargain buy type of thing. But I'm just going to test it out as regards foam qualities. I know a lot of people have these, and a lot of companies could possibly do these types of foam trigger bottles or whatever it is. So I'm just going to put them all together and put them onto the car, spray foam through them. For each of them I'm using a foam, and I'm going to put them all at 900 mils of water. 900 mils of water, 100 mils of foam, so no PIR ratios or anything like that, and see exactly how well they foam on the car then. Each of these foam cannons is also put to the highest amount of solution coming through the thing as well, just to keep it even all the way through. So, cheaper version first. Let's give it a go. Oh yeah, it's not about cleaning the car out like this with the amount of foam that's being used. It's literally just about the type of foam that's being sprayed. Now, the reason that is cheap as well, I've been having troubles with that, trying to actually get foam to work on it, so it's not a very good one anyway, but managed to get foam. Don't know if it was at the highest concentration rate or whatever, but it's the only way that I can get foam off a cheaper cannon, so that's one reason, obviously, to think about investing into a proper cannon then for your car. Right, so next cannon I'm going to use is my normal go-to cannon.
I really like this one. There's a couple of features of this one that I really like, especially the concentration ratio. It's basically it's a click function, so you have 1 to 5 on what number you actually want to be doing, and then you also have the variable valve on the. You should do. No, it's just the swivel. So if you want to go horizontal or vertical, but there's no way of changing the actual middle part of it as, so it's just foam. But I've liked this one for a long time, so let's see how we get on with it. Don't worry about the foam that's being used itself, just to see how thick the foam is coming from this test. So with that one, the foam is a little bit runny, a little bit watery, but still staying on the car, and that's doing its job and stuff. I don't know what the dwell times or anything like this is on this foam, but just leave it to sit for a minute and see how it goes. So the thing is, I know about that lance, I know it works, I know I like it, so I'm very happy with that one. The foam mightn't be thick enough or whatever, but anyway, regardless, here's the MJJC, and I'm quite excited to see how this one goes. So I'm going to put it vertical again, like the last few. I'm going to open it up a small little bit, and yeah, let's see how it performs. Straight off, not happy, but I'm going to go and read the instructions and see if I'm missing something else from this machine to make it work properly. What is happening is when I press it, stop, you can hear a bit of release noise coming from that as well, so I don't know if I'm missing one of them gauzes that has to go into it or something, but no leakages, no spillages, the thing is swiveling around nicely, you can hear the ball working its way in the inside of it, so they all seem to be working great, so I just need to figure out what the problem is here. Let's see, will this make any difference? I don't know if it's just me that's getting bad results from this or what's going on with it. I've changed the orifice to the smaller one, but still not getting as much foam as my previous foam lance that I would have, my go-to foam lance as such. So I think I'm going to try, and I'm just going to do 2 panels there, one with the my previous lance and one with the new one, just look at the dwelling time and all sorts of things, or just kind of see them side by side, I suppose. Go from there. I think there's definitely a clear difference there. You can see it straight off anyway. So I just don't know what the issue is. Yeah, interesting one. Like, to me it should be something that's working straight out of the box, and it hasn't done so. Like my go-to one, yes, did, but changed the orifice on it. I've made sure everything's tight, the same dilution ratios, 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, and you can still see that the foam is much better on the rear door than the front. So I'm going to refill it again and just try it one more time and see. Now we're getting somewhere. It's a hell of a lot better now. But I want to make sure that the 2 dilution ratios are the exact same, so I'm going to basically mix this into the old one as well, just to make sure that there's no differences or whatever. Okay, so I used the same solution just in case there was any discrepancies in the solutions. The exact same solution in each bottle, and our dilution, whatever you call it. That was my go-to. Unfortunately, that's the MJJC, and it's just watered it down. So, I mean, it looked kind of similar going on, but you can see it now. Obviously, it's depleting much quicker. So I really don't know what the issue is here. The biggest thing about it is that everyone's been going on about this Snowfoam cannon for so long, and I've seen loads of reviews, I've seen loads of videos about them, but I just don't know what the outcome is. I'm just going to play around with it here myself and back to you. Where I stand with it now is that I'm back to the larger orifice, and I'm going to do the dry side of the car just to see if there's any differences with it. So bigger orifice, same dilution, and go from there. So I'm going to try one other thing, and it's just to use a different snow foam. So I'm going to go back to the trusty Built Amber auto foam and see does that do any difference then. So I'm not doing any PIO or anything like that, it's just literally 100 mils of product and 900 of water, and the same as before. So I've just come back into my shed just to give a little bit of a final verdict on what I think of the MJJC Canon. Okay, so some interesting tests done there, and a few interesting results as well, to be honest with you. I think expectations might have been high coming into this test. From previous videos, previous people have tested the product. You know, not naming anyone in particular or anything like that, but a lot of people did rave about the foam cannon. To me, I like it. It's good. It's a great build quality. You can see your measurements and your dilution ratios easily enough. The little pin or the little ball inside is spinning around free enough now to be able to rotate the bottle. The quality is good. It's a nice solid piece of equipment. This little bit here, the bit that actually determines what pressure washer you're using, you know, be it a Karcher or a Bosch or Kranzel or whatever it might be using. This, although it doesn't go any tighter, this I did find tended to loosen a little bit easily, so I don't know what the story is there. Having said that, just, I mean, give it a little tight squeeze or whatever like that. There's no PTFE tape or anything like that, so there's no leaks or anything. It did change around the orifice just to see if that was any different. Seemed like the normal, the regular, the bigger one seemed to work for my power washer anyway. These, the dilution nozzles, if you want to call them that way, and the plus and the minus thing, I just don't like this twisty action. Compared to my other one there, it's settings. There's settings 1 to 5, and it's exact, definite settings. I would prefer something like that on a Snowfoam Canon. The movement of this here, if you want to change it from horizontal to vertical, that was brilliant, and it all works independently of each other. You want to open the nozzle or close it down to get your direct jet or your fan spray. It all works. It's all, as I said, the mechanism is brilliant, and it's really nicely done on this. The other big thing was that people were talking about that you get a lot more foam out of this, or it's a lot more foamy or a lot more bubbly or whatever it is. Unfortunately, I haven't found that. And do I see it being much different than the previous models that I was using? I don't really. If anything, I might find it a little bit less foamier than the ones that I've been using. Now maybe it needs a little bit more testing, a little bit more trying, a bit more using and whatever. The other one has been used a lot. But straight out of the box it seemed like you need to give it one blast through it, refilled it again, then I did it again, then I sprayed the car again and it started working, or started foaming up that little bit more. But from a couple of the time lapses that you'll see in the video previous, it seems to, it doesn't dwell as long as the other, so therefore it's not creating as much foam, even though the same dilutions were used in each one of them. So overall it's a good product. I think it retails for about €59, I think it is, give or take, depending on whatever machine you want. The whole benefit, or the massive benefit of it, is, I suppose, putting it onto a flat surface. Look, just use my hand for the time being. Putting it onto a flat surface and it stays upright, which is brilliant. It feels very well built. The ball in the middle of it inside is really good. You can see through it. You can see your dilution, your calculations, your gauges here. Build quality seems very good, and even, you know, for twisting the bottle, even having these little grooves on it here just for your hands to sit into if you are twisting and tightening or whatever like that, even just for grip itself, is really good. So I probably will use it going forward, but it's, I suppose it's something previous to it's something similar to the last foam cannon that I have. But I think by the looks of it, it's just the build quality is a hell of a lot better than other ones that I do have. But as regards much better results, I'm not seeing it just as yet. So yeah, further tests will have to be done, more cars will have to be washed, get a bit more use out of the Canon itself and see does it do any better. But yeah, no, I think all around it's a decent product. It does work. Eventually, as I said, get the first use out of the way and I suppose loosen out the Canon, loosen out all the bits and stuff that are in it, and it did start to foam up and work properly then. So there you go. What are your thoughts on the MJJC? I'm sure you've probably seen, if you're watching this video, you've seen other videos. So in comparison to the test that I've done, what do you think? Have I done it right? Have I come up with the tests logical? Let me know your thoughts on the Canon in the comments below so I can read them, and I'll get back to you then whenever I can. Thanks very much for watching. If you haven't done so, hit the subscribe button so you get videos in the future, notifications and bells and all that sort of stuff there. You know the crack at this stage. So anyway, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.